Hello. Over the last 24 hours, Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black have all been accused of not wanting to do the job for another talent. Mercedes Moné is expected to return to wrestling, but when? What was the initial plans for Brock Lesnar before he got overturned and was replaced with Braun Breaker? We're also going to be talking about CM Punk's injury, as well as Raw being commercial free for the first hour on the day that you are watching this video. So let's go ahead and talk about all that. This first story comes from Brody King and Buddy Matthews responding to recent backstage reports. Now, to bring you guys up to speed on this, the Wrestling Observer newsletter, or Dave Meltzer specifically, has stated that he doesn't feel like the match ending via escape with Daniel Garcia FTR versus House of Black should have happened the way that it happened, and that he feels like someone not taking the pin there is the reason why the match was then altered to escape. I don't exactly know how much of this I'm going to play just because it is like 2 minutes, but here we go.
Here, but I do know that there's a lot of people in this company that don't like doing jobs, okay?
Which is a bad thing.
People need to start doing some fucking jobs, because when you have
agree.
a grudge match, it shouldn't end in a cage match where you win by fleeing.
Okay, but
Now, I also wanted to talk about this. Originally, steel cage matches in AEW, the rule, or at least to my understanding, when Cody fought Wardlow in the commentary team, they specifically stated when Cody was jumping up to the top to do the moonsault, they were like, it doesn't matter if he's trying to climb out because the only way to win a steel cage match in AEW is by pinfall or submission.
Just to clarify, escaping the cage is irrelevant. It doesn't count. The winner is determined in the AEW rules by pinfall or submission.
So this was really weird to me. Anyways,
you know what? When they first announced this match, it was a cage match elimination match.
Yeah.
They did not say
Correct.
escape the cage.
No,
until
that
like-
changed.
That changed.
that did
Because when they
change.
first announced it, it was not escape the cage. And I thought when they said escape the cage, that's exactly what I thought. It's like, okay, we got all these guys here, and somebody complained about doing a job because.
so what he's basically implying is that it was announced as an elimination match, which makes sense. If there's 6 people, that means 5 of them would have to do the job and be eliminated, correct? Now they're trying to build up Daniel Garcia. His point is that he feels like either one of the House of Black members, specifically maybe Malachi, did not want to take the pin. Now this isn't the first time that Malachi has had to, he doesn't have to respond to this, but he has responded to these types of criticisms in the past.
Have read my statement, because even if you read my statement, it clearly reads that even release is in quotations. Now, if you don't know what quotation means, it means that the author does not agree with said quote or said
Exactly.
word choice, or it also means that it's not his wording. Then
So there it is. He was at that point in time responding saying, I never said I was quitting the company, nor did I ever say I was released. Other people did. And he said in quotations, and he explained. So this is a really similar situation to that. He responds to a fan saying here, I usually don't respond to these laughable takes from goofballs, but he says that it's BS and that it's never happened and isn't a thing. Because somebody wrote that this claim, somebody basically wrote that this is what happens when you refuse to take a pin or put anyone over.
Jobs, because when you
I
have
agree.
a grudge match, it shouldn't end in a cage match where you win by fleeing.
Okay, but you know what? When they first announced this match, it was a cage match elimination match.
Yeah.
They did not say escape the cage.
No,
until
that
like-
changed.
That changed because when they first announced it, it was not escape the cage, and I thought when they said escape the cage, that's exactly what I thought. It's like, okay, we got all these guys here, and somebody complained about doing a job because essentially in this match, 5 guys have to do a job, and when it comes to that,
With regards to Malachi, I think they're trying to protect him as the leader of the House of Black. I don't think it is him himself saying, hey, I don't want a pin. That's my take on it. Brody King said this. Funny how someone's opinion just becomes fact because they've been watching wrestling a long time. The format and stipulation of the cage match was always what it was going to be. It's not our fault the wording on the graphic changed. And then Buddy Matthews responds with this. For a reporter, he doesn't do any research. And he talks about how so far this year already he's 0-1 in singles matches. And then he's also 0-1 in tag team. And he's also 1-1 in trios. His overall career so far is 1-3 this year. And this comment to the right explains it perfectly. Malachi's record since August of 2021 is 38-10 losses. I mean, bruh. Now, as you guys know, Brock Lesnar was supposed to be in the Royal Rumble. and was then replaced with Braun Breaker, or so they say. So the reason for all of this, with Brock being removed all of a sudden and everything, is due to the case against Vincent Kennedy McMahon. However, now was nixed after Lesnar was also implicated in Janelle Grant's lawsuit against Vince McMahon. So with that being said, Brock Lesnar was originally set to also have a major match at WrestleMania 40 against Gunther. Not only that, but Brock Lesnar was supposed to get eliminated at the Royal Rumble by ex-con Dominic Mysterio, which was then going to set up Brock versus Dominic Mysterio at Elimination Chamber. How is Dom going to eliminate Brock? He's so big. Dominic was going to sneak up on him the way he did Braun Breaker and just essentially throw him over the top rope. Brock, being caught off surprise, would then seek complete and utter annihilation of Dominic, which would inevitably lead to their match at Elimination Chamber. Now I'm interested in seeing how Braun Breaker is going to fit into all this. Is Braun going to go against Gunther? Because I know he did say he does have unfinished business with the Judgment Day, aka Dom. So obviously Braun will most likely face Dom at the Elimination Chamber in place of Brock. But are they going to have him go up against Gunther, with the recent teases recently with Jey Uso being the one that looked like he was going to face Gunther instead? Again, this is all very interesting. I think Braun versus Gunther would be a solid match, as they have faced before. And Braun is realistically the only person to have beaten Gunther, or he was the last person to beat Gunther via pinfall, now that I think about it. So it makes a lot of sense. It comes full circle. Let me know what you guys think. Let's move on to the next story, which brings me to Raw being commercial free tonight for 1 hour. Now, it would make sense that Kofi and Gunther are part of this commercial free, alongside CM Punk opening up the show to let us know about his injury. Now, if you guys didn't know, CM Punk, per PW Insider, has been reported to have a torn tricep. Now, this wasn't the first time, I believe. I think he also had a torn tricep at AEW All Out, which is why, aside from the suspension, he was also off TV for a while because of that. CM Punk suffered torn left tricep at All Out. Now, I do not know if it is his left again, or maybe his right this time around, but he's going to be out for about 6 to 7 months. Will he be back in time for maybe SummerSlam to do the program with Seth Rollins? Probably. But as of right now, he's missing WrestleMania, and he will address the WWE Universe tonight. With all the recent rumors regarding Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, Mercedes Varnado, the Blueprint, the Standard, the CEO, the GOAT, the one half of the role models, Boston Hug Connection, whatever you want to call her. The conversation, she has been a topic of interest for months. Ever since May, when she had her ankle injury, Fightful reported that she would be going to AEW. I am still holding out hope that she goes to WWE, but you know what? Maybe Sean is right. I am not a reporter. I never claimed to be. So I am simply a wrestling fan who loves to talk about the product. Wherever she goes, I go. I watch AEW already anyway. So her going there, I'm going to watch it, because she's my favorite women's wrestler. Wherever she goes, I go. But regardless, she's expected to return to wrestling in March. PW Insider reports that Mercedes Moné is expected to return to the ring in March after suffering the foot injury in May of last year. That covers everything I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. If I sound a little bit congested, it's because I can't breathe for some odd reason. I have to put Vicks. Anyways, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of next year. Peace.